As the world marks the International Democracy Day, stakeholders in Nigeria's civil society space are calling for renewed efforts to strengthen democracy, not just as a system of governance, but also as a driver of development. To this end, the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, has expressed concern over the rising number of uncollected permanent voter cards, warning that it poses a looming crisis for the nation's democracy. Habeebat Ajayi completes this report.
As Nigeria edges closer to the 2027 general elections, concerns over voters' participation are growing. Stakeholders reflected on the state of democracy through the lenses of recent events, including the 2025 by-elections, the ongoing continuous voter registration exercise, and preparations for the Anambra off-cycle governorship poll. The CDD cautioned that millions of Nigerians risk disenfranchisement if uncollected voters' cards remain unattended, stressing that the 2027 elections will be a critical test of the country's democratic resilience.
The report we are releasing makes recommendations, and those recommendations is that INEC must improve the technological infrastructures, logistics, and voter outreach strategies towards the 2027 elections.
While acknowledging the complex challenges facing elections in Nigeria, speakers urged citizens to remain hopeful and patriotic in the pursuit of a credible democratic process.
Citizens have a bigger role than simply expressing their vote. That they need to understand as citizens that the vote is their mandate and that there are forces that are determined to deny them their mandate. And it was in that context that mandate protection became very central to the work CDD was doing in elections.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, also came under criticism, with calls for the commission to refund funds allocated for voters' education ahead of the 2023 elections, which stakeholders allege was not effectively carried out.
We had to be changing tactics overnight, visiting Anambra Broadcasting Corporation, changing the language and all of that to door-to-door campaign of saying, please go and cast your vote, because if you don't cast your vote, nothing will happen. Now we are coming again, and I think we need to be able to, hold our leaders accountable, hold INEC accountable, civil society organizations as you are working. We need to walk along the line, but we are not government. The money that is voted for issues should be released, and those work should be conducted.
Participants further advise citizens and policymakers to confront the root causes undermining electoral credibility.
Like 2023 election, many of us will never realize that. Prior to the election, we had massive fuel scarcity on top of Naira, no Naira. But it's INEC will blame for those two things because, it's election. But INEC won't print money. Neither do INEC produce fuel. We know the people that should be responsible for that. So I think we need to start doing that. Let's bring them out from the hole they are hiding.
Meanwhile, the CDD's Election Analysis Center has announced Victor Adetula as its new chairperson, reaffirming its commitment to ensuring that democracy translates into real development for Nigerians. Habeebat Ajayi, Trust TV News, Abuja.